Condon. Number 13, James Velasco. Number 14, David Humphreys. Number 16, Nathan Whitaker. And the goalkeeper is Quinn Daly. The remaining Saints, number 3, Pat McGarry. Number 6, Nick Lake. Number 12, Aaron Johnston. Number 15, Matt Kretz. Number 17, Anthony Merrick. Number 19, Aaron Moreno. Number 20, Mark Ellis. Number 21, Nate Wojtek. Number 22, Chris Farr. Number 23, Ryder Cunningham. Number 24, Mike Gary. And the head coach of the Saints is Brendan Johnson, assisted by Kyle Haydenberger and Joe Moore. The athletic director for St. Augustine is Mike Stevenson and the principal is Jim Horn. For the University of San Diego High School Dons, starting lineup number 1, Ryan O'Connor. Number 3, Drew Ellis. Number 5, Matt Dalton. Number 7, Chris Finn. Yes! Number 8, Jeremy Corley. Number 10, Diego Armacek. Number 12, Alex Griswold. Number 13, Shane Robinson. Number 16, Jason Greer. Number 18, Stephen Rios. Number 23, Connor Chin. And the rest of the Dons squad is number 0, Ricardo Hyber. Number 2, Cameron Honda. Number 4, Rich Witt. Number 6, Ryan Hageman. Number 9, Adam Hall. Number 11, Andres Reba. Number 14, Craig Wilkinson. Number 15, Jordan Gephardt. Number 17, Rosas Rodrigo. Number 19, Rosas Andres. Number 20, Ian Cook. Number 22, Lewis Smith. Number 21, Connor Lenahan. And number 24, Cairo Salvatore. The head coach of the Dons is Mr. Brian Wood, assisted by Gabe Biga and Francisco Sanfilippo.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Torrey Pines High School. I'm Ken Gonzalez of George Langevin Productions, and alongside my partner Justin Cisco here today, we are bringing you the Division III championship game for the San Diego CIF section boys soccer. And Justin, you got to be excited about this match here today.
I really don't know how you can't be excited about something like this. You got two teams who obviously deserve to be here. They're going to play hard, play tough, and we look for a great game in the end.
We've got the University of San Diego High School Dons, the Dons with the white uniforms with the red numbers, going up against St. Augustine. St. Augustine, of course, there in the blue jerseys. And that ball goes out over on the far side. I believe it was out the back line, Justin, so we could have a corner kick start things off here in the first half.
It's probably not a more exciting way to start a soccer game than get right in there, get near the goal, and get a corner kick, see if we can't make something happen.
And rushing over to that far side, number 5 for the Dons, Matt Dalton. Corner kick comes just a little bit short of the net, finally cleared away by St. Augie's.
Kind of a scrum in there, if you would say.
Let's see who comes out. Just the start of things here in the first half. Remember, we're playing 2 40-minute halves. And, of course, overtime if need be. And that ball goes out on the far side, and it'll be a throw-in for St. Augie's. So we'll see if St. Augie's can get some offense going here, Justin.
You know, I think they really need to put the pressure on, control the ball, make some passes that pretty much dictate the tempo here against a very tough University City High School.
University of San Diego High School, not to be confused with University City, of course. Dons wouldn't appreciate that, Justin.
Not at all, not at all. There's probably some bad blood there.
Little collision here on the near side. Quickly, University of San Diego High School Dons getting the ball back into play.
You know, I think they're going to have a tough task trying to get it by Jordan Congdon over there, who is tending goal for St. Augustine's.
Jordan, senior this year. And number 13 for the Dons, Shane Robinson, senior defender, gets the ball into play. And the action moves into this near corner, battling for control of the ball. And it's St. Augie's trying to come out and clear it away from the net, doing their keeper a favor here. Nice fancy footwork there, Justin. Number 16 for St. Augie's.
You got to wonder if this guy dances. He has
Nathan
got some
Whitaker.
great moves.
So Nathan Whitaker here on the near side trying to clear the ball up and away from right to left. And the ball is out across that back line. Let's see who was last touched by. We're either going to have a goal kick or a corner kick. And it looks like a goal kick for St. Augie's.
Thus far, it has been a domination by the University San Diego boys.
The Dons, if you will, of course. Getting into this championship game, both teams, we don't expect much scoring here. This could be a 1-0, 2-1 game.
Defense is heavy on both sides. Right now, it has been in St. Augustine's territory the entire game. Goalkeeper gets it out there.
That's right. We haven't seen much of the left side of the field yet here in the first half. Just underway, about 3.5 minutes into the start of this championship match. Championship Saturday, always exciting, Justin, here the 5th of March, 2005.
It is a wild time for these guys. They have pretty much beaten everyone they needed to beat to get to this point, and it is just a matter of finishing the deal now. Looks like they are actually getting into territory here, putting a little pressure.
A lot of action today. This is a 2 p.m. start here at Patrick Henry High School. We've got the Division II and the Division III boys and girls championships, and over across town at Torrey Pines High School, Falcon Field, we've got the Division I and the Division IV championship games going on. So we've got games all day starting at 10 o'clock with the final game at 4. So 8 games here this Saturday. And I believe St. Augie's trying to get a couple of substitutions in her screen there. You see number 2, Eddie Quinn. Eddie, a senior there, playing in perhaps his last game.
You would have to assume that he will not be playing any more high school soccer. Long kick. And that guy is moving.
For the Dons, number 23 getting out there, Connor Chin, senior forward, all 6 feet of him, Justin, just outrunning the defense of St. Augie's. Ball goes out, and we'll have another corner kick for the Dons.
That guy's driving a Ferrari. Everybody else looked like they're in a Honda out there. That guy can move.
You'd see the flag blowing in towards the net. Shot is going to be cleared away. Nice header, Justin.
Still controlled by the Dons, though.
Little physical play, maybe getting away with something there. And St. Augie's trying to bring the ball up across midfield. Battling, and the ball taken away by the Dons. Now number 7 moving down that far sideline, Chris Finn. Also a senior here on this squad. And the ball goes out again. So the tail of the first half so far, Justin, St. Augie's unable to really get much going on offense. They've been bogged down here on defense against this very fast University of San Diego High School team.
Yeah, the Dons seem to just come in waves. They can't seem to quite get the ball controlled, get it past midfield, and they're really struggling to at least get some tempo going right now.
It's hard to do when you're back on your heels, but a lot of soccer to be played. Nice defensive move there. And now it's St. Augie's putting some pressure on the defense of the Dons as they get back into the left side of the field. But just like that, the white jerseys take it back from left to right and move down the sideline over on the far side. The ball goes out right at midfield and will belong to St. Augie's. And so far, head coach Brendan Johnston has to be okay with the defensive play of his team, but he'd really like to see them get out and run here and make a shot on goal, put some pressure on the keeper for the Dons.
Well, I think you could say that in any sport. The important thing is that you're the aggressor for the most part, that you're getting shots on goal, that you're always applying the pressure to the opposing team. That way you're not always back on your heels. You're not getting pushed around, and kind of evens the playing field out a little bit.
And the way we watch the tempo right now, it seems as though maybe St. Augie's came out here in this championship game just a little bit jittery, and it's taken them about 5, 6, 7 minutes to get used to things. It seems as though they've settled down and have gotten into their passing game here.
Absolutely. They definitely have a little more control over the ball right now. They're putting pressure in the Dons into the field and getting a little physical out there.
Number 23, Connor Chin again. They don't want to let Connor get out and run. They've seen that, and they don't want to see it again.
They barely saw it. That guy took off like the Flash.
The Dons here on the near side, nice little bench they've got going here at Patrick Henry. Looks like something you might see in Green Bay. You know, it's doesn't snow all that often here in San Diego, but
it's like
just in case.
It's like they're growing flowers in there as well.
Ball in front of the net. Dons unable to get a shot on goal there as the defense for St. Augie's got back. Although we say the Dons have controlled the tempo here in the first half, getting shots on goal have been a little bit difficult as the defense for St. Augie's has been able to get back and cover up and plug up those passing lanes. Again, the Dons moving in over on the far side. Now they set it up in the middle of the field. Unable to get a shot. Finally deflected away. That goes out across the back line. I believe it was off the Dons, and St. Augie's will have another goal kick.
It's always dangerous when you get down at that end and you ricochet the ball around. It's kind of like hockey, too. You never know where it's going to go. Goalie can get faked out going one way, ricochets the other, and next thing you know, you're sprinting around the field throwing your jersey off.
So as everybody heads back towards midfield, goal kick by Congdon, that strong leg of his. And number 4 trying to control the ball for St. Augie's, Servando Carrasco, just a junior. So he'll be back next year.
Oh, yeah. Leading a very young St. Augustine team back, we would have to assume they look like they have some returners next year.
Quickly, the Dons get the ball into play. Number 5, Matt Dalton. Matt, just a junior this year.
I think you have to look forward to St. Augustine coming back with 6 sophomores returning next year and a host of juniors. They are going to be poised to strike again and maybe even get a championship this year. You never know.
This game far from over. No score here in the first half. Almost 10 minutes in, so about 30 minutes to play here in the first half, and it's shaping up to be what we expected here, a battle of attrition, a nice defensive struggle. You're not going to see many goals here today. And over on the far side, St. Augie's, a ball taken away from number 13, James Belasco.
Yeah, Belasco that was a tough pass for him to handle. He kind of got handcuffed on that one and subsequently lost the ball that time.
And now Dalton with a little touch pass over to Connor Chin here on the near side. Chin nearly had his chin taken off there as he was strong-armed by the St. Augie's defender. Not sure exactly what the number was. And actually that call is going to go against Chin, if you can believe that.
You have to wonder if Chin's a little physical play at the beginning of the game led for that call to be made there, because he looked like he was hammered.
Well, he might have done something just prior to that, for all we know, and the referee didn't see things the way we did. So
always the guy who retaliates that goes down.
Ball at midfield. The Dons quickly pushing it upfield. Nice crossfield pass, but again, the lane blocked. And St. Augie's a shot high into the air by the Dons. I was going to say St. Augie's clearing the ball away, but unable to do so. Number 4, Wes Witt for the Dons with a nice shot on goal, just a little high.
Just an inch or so. I think everybody on St. Augustine's is taking a deep breath after that one.
They definitely dodged a bullet right there. Goal kick comes just short of midfield, and the Dons bring it back the other way. And as the ball rolls over here towards the near side, let's see if it's saved. Number 5 with a nice job for St. Augie's, Luke Shaner.
Shaner's a nice player. He looks solid out there.
Again, Matt Dalton coming to the ball in a collision, hitting the ground for St. Augie's number 2. Eddie Quinn. Eddie Quinn, Justin, he's a senior this year.
He looks like he's okay. He's getting up, walking it off. I think we all know soccer players are known to have very short-term injuries, but they usually bounce back rather quickly.
Well, you're going to have to drag one of these guys out of this game. It's a championship.
Especially for these seniors. I mean, this is their last
Kick comes
shot.
high into the air, right in front of the net. Defense for the Dons gets back. St. Augie's, if they had just about a half second longer to set something up, they might have found the back of the net, but just enough time for the white jerseys to regroup and send the ball packing the other way.
It's not how many shots you get on goal. I think it's the quality, and that was a quality attempt by St. Augustine's right there. They worked it down inside, rattled around. They almost got a pretty good shot on goal there.
Well, they definitely had the keeper out, and he was not in position, but his defense came along and helped him out. And we're going to have a penalty that'll go against St. Augie's, and the Dons will have the goal or the free kick here just above midfield. Number 3 for the Dons, Drew Dellis, just a sophomore. So you know when you got a sophomore playing on the championship game, he's got to have some fancy footwork out there to make the squad.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're going to have a highly skilled sophomore out there if he's putting in big minutes in a championship game.
And over on the far side, the ball goes out. St. Augie's will have it. Number 4 will put it into play, Servando Carrasco.
I think he actually tossed it to his teammate for the throw-in.
So Servando just went and retrieved the ball, basically. And now the Dons want to spread the field. Nice crossfield pass here to the near side, but unable to control the ball here on the near side are the Dons, and it does go out and will belong to St. Augie's.
I think St. Augie's should take this next few minutes and really try to push the ball, try to see if they can't get a few shots and put the pressure on the Dons.
I'm sure they'd like that. It might be a little bit easier said than done. The Dons' defense very stingy here, not allowing St. Augie's to get across midfield too many times. And again, you see right here, they take the ball away, Justin. And so I think it's just a matter of the Dons looking like they get into I don't want to say a zone defense, but they're anticipating these crossfield passes by St. Augie's, and they're right there, the right place at the right time.
Well, Ken, I would have to say that the Dons are extremely aggressive, but like any boxer, the more aggressive, they lend themselves to being counterpunched. And so the Dons need to be careful they don't get too aggressive and get beat down the field here.
And here come St. Augie's across midfield. The ball roll over here towards the near side, taken by University's number 8, Jeremy Corley. Jeremy, a senior midfielder, and now we're going to have a stop in action. Beautiful field here on the campus of Patrick Henry, artificial turf. A lot of these fields in San Diego moving to the artificial surface. Kind of strange considering the weather that we have here and the
I have to think the maintenance to the artificial field, though, they hold together. You don't have to mow them. I mean, they're very nice, actually. I prefer them.
They're nice to look at, but you do come up with a lot of rug burn, especially when you're playing soccer and making these slides all over the field.
Yeah, but these kids are tough. I mean, I don't think a little rug burn is going to stop them from getting dirty.
And there's the keeper for the Dons. It's been a while since he's seen a little action, and he's going to show off a nice strong leg about 10 yards past midfield. Header again. There's number 5, Matt Dalton again for the Dons. We're going to have to watch him, Justin, as he's involved in a lot of action here on the right side.
Between him and Connor Chin, they get it done up front.
They've got some rabbits up front, definitely, this Dons squad. And it looks as though they're getting ready to substitute a couple of players into the game here on the near side, just waiting for a stoppage. Played just about 16 minutes here in the first half. No score. Again, I'm Ken Gonzalez alongside Justin Cisco here for George Langevin Productions, bringing you another game of the week. It just so happens to be the Division III Boys Soccer Championship in the city of San Diego.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a little more than a game of the week. For a lot of these guys, this might be the biggest game they ever play in.
Up to this point, I'm sure it is here, championship game. Beautiful day. The weathermen calling for rain here, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I wish we could all be as lucky and predict things as badly as weathermen do and keep our jobs.
Well, they get paid the big bucks to come through with decisions just like the one that they had here this morning. A little bit of a secret going on here on the near side.
Maybe they're going to run the old Statue of Liberty play.
That's Eddie Quinn and Nick Leif.
They're doing a little trickeration out there. I think,
Well, here they're on the left side of the field. They haven't been here too often, but nice toss coming in, centered nicely, but cleared away by the Dons.
They might have just been discussing how nice it was over on that side of the field.
You know, going to what you said a little bit earlier, Justin, about being a little overly aggressive as we have an injured Don player, number 12, Alex Griswold, and he gets up quickly, so doesn't seem to be too serious. Gets a little
pound from his teammate, Chris Finn.
Chris, both of these guys seniors, so they know the importance here, not only for this championship game, but of course, last time they're going to be on the field together in a high school uniform. So they want to stay out there, and taking the free kick here for the Dons, number 3, Drew Dellis.
He's got a big leg. Big leg. Showing some of that there.
But as the play had gotten a little bit chaotic there, and of course we came away with a slight injury, but when you are the aggressor, you do have to maintain control.
Absolutely. I think that if you get going wildly and you don't stay in control, that you just leave yourself open to some, I guess, chance plays.
And now it's St. Augie's keeping the ball down on the left side of the field the last couple of minutes. Unable to get a shot on goal, but at least they're starting to penetrate, maybe chip away at the armor here of this Dons defense.
And it is some kind of defense. I mean, they basically have only allowed them on their side of the field about 3 or 4 times this game.
Steven Rios, number 18, hunts that ball down for the Dons over on the far side as his teammate Drew Dellis looks on.
See the ref, the flag bearer of the day, looking very sharp out there in his yellow gear.
The linesman there on the far side. Dons, again, spreading the field. They like to do that as they move here to the near side. And that's a team that's confident in their speed. They feel that they can do that they can spread open this field, go with some cross-field passes, because they're one step ahead of this St. Augie's squad.
You figure Connor Chin is jet-propelled. He doesn't even use his feet. He just flies around the field. So I would be finding him more often, maybe run some long passes to him, let him just try to outrun some of the St. Augustine players and see if you can't get some opportunities with a fast break.
Andrew Dean, number 7, here on the near side as we had some substitutions streak in from the St. Augie's side. Ball put into play. And just like that, it goes out again. Number 24 for St. Augie's, Mike McGarry was there. And I believe Mike just came in on a substitution.
Mike is a senior, so he is, going to play hard and try to make it happen down here on his end of the field.
Pat McGarry will put the ball into play and looks like he's going to take a running start here. It's overhead toss just a little bit below the middle of the field. He touches it again. And now it's the Dons who clear it away as they come over here towards the near side. And that high kick goes out. Uncontrollable. I think that was a misfire, Justin. Obviously, wasn't what he wanted to do there.
You would expect him to try to keep it in the playing field. Not onto the track, but maybe Chin is running laps around the track right now. Maybe he was trying to pass it to him.
You like the speed of Connor Chin there, don't you?
Connor Chin has impressed me thus far. I have to say I haven't seen a kid run that fast in an organized sport ever.
So as they retrieve the ball, put it back into play. Again, number 3, McGarry gets it into play.
The throw-in specialist.
Again, high into the air. Series of headers here. But the Dons very patient there on that exchange. Waited for the ball to come down. Weren't interested in going up to get it. And they were able to clear it away from the net.
They are definitely a well-coached team. They have a very solid game plan, it would appear, coming in today. And I think it's only a matter of time before they execute it enough and it pays off in a scoring attempt.
Head coach Brian Wood for the Dons. And again, the ball rolls here towards the near side. White taking it from left to right. Nice upfield pass parallel to this near sideline and finally kicked out. Number 22 for the Dons, Lewis Smith. Just a junior was there, and now he's got some words for the linesman.
It was a very interesting call. It looked like it was off the St. Augustine player, but now they're saying that it was off the Dons.
So maybe a break here for the St. Augie squad as number 7, again, Andrew Dean will put the ball into play. Again, we have no score here in the first half of this Division III championship game. And really haven't come close.
No, I mean, as much as the Dons have controlled this, it looks like our best attempt was that loose ball scramble down there by St. Augustine about 10 minutes ago.
There's a shot towards the net, and it'll find the back of the net as the Dons get the keeper for St. Augie's. Turn around right there, and they got to be careful that they don't hurt several of their teammates as they celebrate over on that far side, and that's number 22, Lewis Smith, with the score, and that's a man with confidence right there.
You knew it was only a matter of time before one of the Dons got a good look at it and knocked it in. You just cannot continue to play with your back to your goal for that much time and dodge the bullet.
So at the 22-minute, 30-second mark here of the first half, it's the Dons breaking out on top, 1-0. And in these championship games, Justin, that could very well be the final score, coming out the keeper for the Dons, keeping the score 1-0. Plenty of soccer to be played as we're only into the 23rd minute here of this championship match. So, you know, we've got nearly 60 minutes to go. Plenty of time for St. Augie's.
Looks like they've gotten a little burst here by that, maybe a little wake-up call, because there appears to be more purple jerseys on the field now than there has been.
There's man of the hour, Lewis Smith, number 22.
It's nice to see Lewis get a goal. Only
just a junior. He'll be back.
It's a good kid. Good kid.
And let's see what happens here. I think we're waiting on some substitutions coming out for St. Augie's. That's number 24, Mike McGarry. So he'll take a breather.
And it looks like we're back underway here.
Number 6, Nick Leif will put the ball into play. Number 14 in the game, David Humphreys for St. Augie's. Another nice running kick overhead. Everybody lined up in front of the net, and that header will bounce harmlessly into the hands of the keeper, but I believe we had, could have been an offsides, or actually they just didn't like the throw in maybe. That's the call. They didn't like the way that Leif put the ball into play. Might have had a foot over the line.
Yeah, he looked like he got quite a lunge going there.
Again, the Dons trying to spread the field. Now they have a little bit of a luxury with a 1-0 lead. They can really spread things out here, run some time off. Number 2 for St. Augie's, Eddie Quinn.
I think the last thing you want to see with the Dons, though, is become complacent with their 1-0 lead. You'd like to see them keep attacking what they've been doing all game. It got them to this point. I think a lot of times teams, once they get a lead, they kind of take that luxury and they stop playing the game that got them there.
That is true. And there again, number 22, Lewis Smith. Lewis, not just satisfied with the one goal. He's playing some defense here, putting his body out on the line there as he collides on the far side, and now again the Dons moving it over here towards the near side. Dons like to spread the field over here towards the near side, but it's not their strong side. As they move the ball upfield here, then they try to get it into the middle and then over to the far side.
Smith was actually playing a little recklessly out there. I like him throwing the body around, staying aggressive, saying we are definitely going to take this thing no matter what I have to do. It's good desire.
Louis just a junior, so we'll be back next year, and we'll wait for St. Augie's to get the ball back into play here on the near side as we near 27th minute here of the first half. Again, we're at Patrick Henry High School, and you can see now as we get later into the afternoon, the shadows of the trees are creeping into the field. And now the ball rolls over to the far side. Number 4, Servando Carrasco, just a junior. Can't handle the ball as he runs out of real estate over on that far side. And it will be the Dons who will control the ball as they will put it into play. And now with a 1-0 lead, you can really do a lot, especially when you've come this far. You know, you have a solid defense.
I see no reason to change what they've been doing. I mean, their defense is basically impenetrable. They have kept the ball down in St. Augustine's in most of the game. They've controlled tempo. They've been aggressive, and I do not think that's going to be the last score that the Dons see today.
St. Augie's number 17 into the game, Anthony Barak, just a sophomore. So Anthony might be put in there to get a little spark to this team, some fresh legs.
Some of the exuberance of youth.
Ball comes back to the left side of the field. Dons have to hustle back on defense. Upfield pass. Not sure that was advised because nobody was there for St. Augie's. Number 3, Pat McGarry, only person around. And luckily, the ball knocked out here on the near side by the Dons. And so they'll be able to set up on offense again. Number 6, Nick Leif. Let's see if he can get the ball here.
I think St. Augustine has had some trouble today that eventually you have to take chances by putting it where you think guys might be.
And again, they're not happy with the throw-in. So that's twice on this end of the field that Leif has been penalized. And the ball will go back to the Dons, and they will put it into play here. Number 13, Shane Robinson. And when you're down 1-0 here in a championship game, those are the types of mistakes that you can afford to have happen to your squad.
Absolutely, Ken. Those are the little things that build up over time. I mean, you're down in the Dons' end. You have a chance to maybe get a good look at a shot, and you can't successfully get the throw in.
And when it takes such an effort to get down on this end, you really have to make something happen. And just to give the ball away like that is something that's going to be discussed at halftime, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
You know that the coaching staff can't be too happy with that right now.
No, but for the most part, it looks like St. Augustine's playing hard. They're just a little overmatched with the quality of defense that the Dons are putting on the field right now.
Now it's St. Augie's playing the long passing game, but passes just aren't crisp enough. And that allows the Dons to get in front of them, take it away.
I think being a goalkeeper is one of the toughest things to do in soccer. I mean, you may not see any action for 30, 40 minutes, and then all of a sudden you have a sharp shot coming on goal you need to be ready for.
Well, I've done close to several hundred of these soccer games, interviewed hundreds of players, and if you're not a goalkeeper, you really don't want to be one. That's exactly what I've found out. I've asked several of these guys if they would like to switch positions, if goalkeeper would be one of them, and pretty much no interest there. It's almost like being a catcher out on a baseball field. You got to have that certain mentality to do it.
Absolutely.
That shot high into the air, and it's going to go well over the bar and out. We'll have a goal kick for the Dons.
I think the goalkeeper gets to wear the different colored shirt, though. That's pretty exciting for him. Probably does well with the ladies in that regard.
It does stand out. And the Dons want to move over towards the near side on the goal kick, and the Dons will substitute players in. Number 14 into the game, Craig Wilkinson. Craig, a junior midfielder. And also number 23, Connor Chin, now back into the game. So Connor, well rested.
Yeah, I'm going to have to assume they're going to try to push it up to Connor, let him, as we know, I've talked about his world record speed, and see if they can't get some action going towards St. Augustine's side of the field.
Little reckless play, number 15 for St. Augie's, Matt Kretz. Hits the ground. It seemed as though he was out of control, but they're going to penalize the Dons and give the free kick to Purple. And here comes a kick towards the net. Bounces around in front, and finally the keeper will come out, save it, and roll it out here towards the near side. And it's the Dons wanting to run. They want to grab there, no call. Crossfield pass, taken away, number 3, Pat McGarry. And he doesn't get too far as the Dons are able to regroup and bring it back the other way. And now it's the Dons who want to attack. Matt Dalton, number 5, he'll take a shot. Deflected away, high into the air. Can they get another shot? No! Finally cleared out by St. Augie's, and the St. Augie's defense really needed to do that, Justin. They didn't want to go down 2-0.
Absolutely not, and that was a clutch save by the goalkeeper there for St. Augustine's. I mean, that was a dire situation for St. Augustine's, and he made a heck of a play to keep his team within striking distance.
Matt Dalton, number 5, sized up the goal. He's going to come away empty-handed there.
I was surprised he went low with that one. I thought he was going to try to go top shelf.
Referee letting these guys get at it here today. A lot of physical activity out there. As the ball rolls to the far side and goes out. Actually, the Dons put that ball out of play because they really had no other choice. They didn't have the numbers back on defense, and so they needed to stop play there so that everybody can get back into position. They don't want to give a goal away to St. Augie's here.
No, and they continue to execute well, and when they don't have something, they are making the smart, heady play, and I think that comes a lot down to coaching.
St. Augie's, they want to attack, but on these headers, not sure they actually have a purpose here. They didn't have the numbers. They wanted to come in deep. Too many white jerseys around. And number 13, Shane Robinson, will take the goal kick.
Just looks like St. Augustine's kind of grasping for air right now. They're hanging on, barely, but they don't seem to have a plan with which they can execute right now. They're just kind of flailing around, trying to make something happen, but they don't necessarily have control enough to execute it.
Well, they've got plenty of time, so they just need to settle down and play their game, and good things will happen to them. They have come this far, playing teams just as tough as the one they're playing right now, and they've managed to make it all the way through, so they just need to settle down, play their game. They're only down by a goal. We're still in the first half, so this isn't panic time. They don't have to take shots 30, 40 yards from outside the box.
Definitely not, and you have to wonder, though, I mean, if the youth of this team is kind of maybe not prepared them well enough for situations like this. They haven't been here before, and they might be feeling like their back's against the wall a little bit, even though they have plenty of time.
Well, they've got a lot of sophomores on this team, a lot of underclassmen. And let's see. We're going to have a penalty going against Purple Squad. So the Dons will move the ball from left to right. And now the ball high in the air again. Number 5, Matt Dalton. Ball rolls here towards the near side. Number 11, Andres Ripa. Ripa changes direction. Now he comes back out. Number 16 wants to center the ball. That's Jason Greer. There's a shot. Just a little bit of a misfire. And you can see the face of Connor Chin. He wanted that one back as that ball was wide of that near post here and hit the side netting. And just a goal kick now. So Connor Chin with an opportunity right there, but just a bit of a misfire as the ball goes off the side of his foot.
You have to be excited if you're a Dons fan, though. I mean, they continue to attack. They have not changed their style of gameplay at all, and they're just wearing St. Augustine's down right now as they continue to control the ball.
At midfield. Again, Connor Chin, he wants to get out and run. Little header. Dalton, number 5, now here on the near side. Number 22, Lewis Smith.
Now, Lewis Smith is a very solid soccer player. He's got good footwork, handles the ball well, and we already saw that he can finish with the best of them.
And that ball goes out off the Dons, and so a goal kick here. Again, we're down to about the 35th minute, so just about 5 minutes to go here in this first half. A 1-0 lead for the Dons. And let's see if they can control the tempo here for the final 5 minutes and keep the momentum going into halftime and the lead.
I think they would benefit them to really put the pressure on. They're going to have to go on the offensive here. They're going to have to risk maybe getting beat downfield on defense, but they definitely need to send some guys up and try to get a score before this half ends.
Connor Chin tripped up over on that far side, and the ball goes to St. Augie's. A penalty will go against Connor. So as he went up, he might have gone right over the back of one of the defenders. Number 7 was there, Andrew Dean. Not sure if he was the one that was attacked by Chin, but nevertheless the ball was on the ground and it was a free kick for St. Augie's. And now as the action moves here towards the near side, trying to get it up towards midfield, the Dons can't do it. Chin has the ball taken away there again. Dean, number 7 here on the near side. But again, Chin comes back to the ball and he's able to take it away defensively.
I like the Dons' physically assertive style. They just they're willing to get a little bit rough, but they are controlling the tempo basically with just physicality. They're just a little more strong and assertive than St. Augustine's right now.
Well, I think what's happening is they're just about a step faster right now, but I think St. Augie's has definitely settled down from the way they started this half. And it looks as though they're trying to get back into their style of play as they move the ball down that far sideline. Nearly running out of real estate are the Dons. And a collision there just off screen on the left side of the field. No call by the referee. And now finally we do get a whistle. And the Dons will be penalized here. And right at midfield, number 14, David Humphreys, a junior, will take the free kick. A little bit of a touch kick, keeping it down the far sideline. Now it's centered, and on the header, the ball will roll out here on the near side. I believe the ball will belong to the Dons here.
Yeah, I don't think it's imperative that the St. Augustine gets a goal before half, but I do feel that they need at least 1 or 2 shots that test the goalie to give them a little bit of confidence, a little building block going into the half. That kind of says, hey, we can be aggressive, we can get it done out here.
Anything they can do right here before the end of this first half that'll give them a little bit of momentum, a little bit of something to look forward to going into that second half would be great for them. They played a great first half. They only trail 1-0. They don't have to make too many adjustments as they go into halftime. But I think they just need to attack with a little more intensity. And when they get the ball down on the left side of the field, just hold it up a bit, bring it out, maybe get some passing, and take a nice shot on goal. And as you see them here, they're going to attack here on the left side. They've got the numbers right now, but coming across field, the Dons defender number 13, Shane Robinson, doing his job, and he's able to clear the ball away and out here on the near side. And we might have just about a minute to go, so we're going to have to look for the referee and listen for that whistle. You know, the clock stops on the field with 2 minutes to go at the end of each half, so all the time is up to that little wristwatch on the person of the referee in the middle of the field, so we can't go by the official, or actually the unofficial scoreboard here at Patrick Henry. And that ball went out quite a ways, finally brought into play.
Went into a different county.
Exactly. McGarry gets it into play, or number 3 on the near side. The ball comes out. Quinn, number 2. Center pass and going up the keeper to make a nice save. Might be his last save here of the first half as he rolls the ball out, and the Dons quickly moving the ball downfield here on the near side, taking an angle to the net. That's Chin. He's going to take a shot on goal, and it's going to be just a little bit long. And St. Augie's.
Well, we got a chance to see it again. The Chin speed, legendary at University High School.
See if San Diego, and what happened there was I believe Chin was offsides. Was the call, but I'm not sure how that could be. So
it's not his fault he can run that fast.
Well, actually, he's the one who brought the ball upfield, so not exactly sure what the whistle was. The ball didn't go out. And Let's see if the Dons get some help here before they can put the ball into play. And they just want to run out the clock. Now there's a little bit of huffing and puffing going out there on the field. Both of these squads have given them pretty much all they can get here in the first 40 minutes of this championship match. And the Dons will keep the ball here on the near side and out. And you see the referee there pointing in the direction of the left side of the field, giving the ball to St. Augustine as they set the ball up here in the middle. And now wanting to attack, that's number 11, Congdon. I believe that's 11. A little bit hard to tell here today. And the keeper for the Dons will send the ball sailing high across midfield. And so, looks like the referee added some time to his watch there, as we've now hit almost 42 minutes here of the first half, and we're still going. Of course, that time is unofficial, but usually you're right around that 40-minute mark.
You figure, I think he's just enjoying watching these guys go at it. They're playing hard. And, I mean, hey, let the guys run around for a little bit longer. This is maybe some of their last chance to play high school soccer.
And over on the far side, St. Augie's, who will put the ball into play right at midfield. High into the air it comes, bounces once, twice, and there's the whistle, and I believe that is the end of the first half of this championship match. It is, and so it's the Dons who will go into halftime with a 1-0 lead. Ken Gonzalez alongside Justin Cisco for George Langevin Productions. We'll take a quick couple of minutes here, and we'll be back with the second half in just a minute. Ken Gonzalez and Justin Cisco for George Langevin Productions. We're back here for the start of the second half of this Division III championship match featuring the University of San Diego High School Dons up against St. Augie's. And in that first half, it was the Dons off the leg of Lewis Smith taking a 1-0 lead, Justin, and we'll see if they can contain and keep that momentum going.
Well, you got to figure the Augies went in at half. They probably had to change some things around in terms of how they're going to attack the Dons' defense. I just don't know if it's possible. This team is very solid, and their defense just does not seem to break.
Ethan Whitaker, number 16, junior for St. Augie's into the game as he was in on the action there on that last play. And it's the Dons kind of forcing their way through the defense here. Now they take a shot towards the net. The ball's centered. It rolls and bounces uncontrollably on the ground. Let's see who comes down with it. And the left-footed kick, number 7 for the Dons, Chris Finn. Really was an ill-advised shot on goal there. Whether it wasn't set up and the ball was misfired off his left leg.
If you like them being aggressive, you don't want kids to be out there afraid to take the shots, to make the plays, and as long as kids are playing hard, good things are going to happen.
But when you have a 1-0 lead, you don't want to just start taking shots. You still want to be smart with the ball. Anything can happen. This St. Augie's squad has the next 39 minutes just to get one goal into the net and tie this game.
Exactly, which is why the Dons need to continue to capitalize on their aggressiveness.
And Ryan O'Connor, the senior keeper for the Dons, goes up high into the air. I was really shocked there. That ball went about 70 yards in the air, it seemed, and he had to go up to snag it.
It was a lot closer than I expected it to be, that's for sure.
St. Augie's with the ball taken away, and again, Finn, he's going to go towards the net. He's in just a little bit too deep, and he's uncontrolled. Justin here on the near side, number 7, Chris Finn. And he's just beating himself up over that. He had a straight shot at the net as he had the keeper, Quinn Daly, coming out. Completely beat him on that play, and he just came in too deep like a basketball player going up for a layup, and he was just too far in.
It looked like he was going a little too fast. The ball got a little too far out in front of him. He just could not get it under control. And you dream about having a breakaway one-on-one with the goalie and finishing it. It's got to be tough for Chris.
Well, his team is in the lead, and if anything, he's showing that he's going to have to be reckoned with here by the defense of St. Augustine if they plan on keeping the game close. They're not going to let him run on him that way, so they're going to have to put somebody on him that can contain his speed. And now we've got, as the Dons are showing us, you had Chin in the first half, and now here in the second half, Finn showing some speed.
Both players extremely quality and very aggressive, and it continues to bode well for the Dons as long as they can keep it in the Augies zone. It does not appear that the Augies have really changed much up at halftime and are continuing to struggle against the Dons defense.
Ball goes out on the far side, last touched by the purple squad. And it will be the Dons who will put the ball into play near the corner. And they're going to keep it on that far sideline. The ball bounces once and out, so a bit of a break there for St. Augustine. And now we have a whistle by the referee, and I believe one of these two teams wanted a substitution. And we seem to be bogged down over on that far side. That happens every now and then. You want to move the ball into the middle of the field. Sometimes you just can't do it. And taking one to the shin right there, number 12 for the Dons, Alex Griswold.
Just got to tell yourself it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
And there he is. I'm sure that hurt. You can tell yourself all you want.
Mine never matter, Ken. I've never been injured in my life.
And he'll have to come out. And he may be bleeding. He may actually been spiked in the shin.
Yeah, that hurts. I'm
And
not going to lie.
Number 16, Jason Greer, junior defender, will come in to replace him as the Dons have the goal kick, and they send the ball just above midfield. There again, number 5, Matt Dalton for the Dons, getting back and involved on just about every play that's in the middle of the field. Oh, a little bit of water over there on the far side. We didn't have any rain today, but
That might just be sewage. You never know what's over there. A young man
nice little
is-
job there. Yeah.
Apparently they recruited a ball fetcher for their team.
Didn't really want to get wet there.
No. He went with the Spider-Man tactic to cling to the fence and propel himself above the ground.
A lot of water over on that far side. You wonder here on this artificial turf, the way the curvature of the field allows that water to just pool up over on that far side. So
You know, I have heard you naysay the artificial turf.
not a big
times.
fan. Not a big fan of the artificial turf, especially here in Southern California. You know, if we were in Fargo, North Dakota, maybe, but you got beautiful weather year-round.
Yeah, but I would have to say that it's not that bad to play on. I've enjoyed it in the past, and it keeps very well. And I think it might be more cost-effective because you don't have to keep the maintenance up. But that's just my perspective on that.
Well, it's not always about cost, you know. You gotta. I think it's a safety issue as well. I wouldn't want to come home with burns all over 90% of my body, sliding up and down the field, going for loose balls.
They're not playing.
It doesn't feel that great.
They're not playing on fire. They're playing on artificial grass.
Ball rolls over to the far side, right at midfield. St. Augie's will pick it up. A referee letting everybody know the ball will go from left to right, but that's what they assumed anyway. Quickly getting the ball back into play, and you can see now the shadows creeping even further across the field as we get deeper into the second half. Just about 7 minutes into the second half of this championship match, and a whistle and a penalty going against the Dons. And is that number 11 over on the far side? Congdon.
Jordan with the kick.
So we have the free kick. He angles it towards the net on the header. Nice play by the keeper, O'Connor, as he keeps his squad up 1-0. He went up. He couldn't have gotten up another millimeter higher than he did there, Justin.
He went with the Mr. Pretzel-like Matrix-style one-handed block on that. That was a sensational play by O'Connor. I mean, he hung, he held his body in a certain way, and then just kind of flung the hand out at it. That was a great play.
And he used every inch of his frame, and he needed it because that ball would have found the back of the net if his hand wouldn't have deflected it up and over. And so a corner kick now for number 4, Servando Carrasco. Carrasco just a bit long. St. Augie's shot on goal just a little bit wide of the net and will roll out across the back line. And a goal kick for the Dons. And that was as aggressive as we have seen St. Augie's here today.
Absolutely, and they need to continue that. And I think they're letting the Dons take notice that they are here to play right now. And Dons better be careful here. If they don't go down and maybe put one in the net, they could be in a very, very, very big dogfight for the rest of this game.
Alex Griswold coming back in for the Dons, so his shin seems to be feeling a little bit better now. And as he streaks over on the far side, doesn't seem to have affected his speed there.
It might have made him faster.
And for the keeper there, Quinn Daly, little routine play as he outlets the ball here to the near side. And nearly saving that ball from going out, number 22, Chris Farr, but wasn't there in time. And again, that's what I'm talking about. He's going to wake up tomorrow. He's going to have some burns about 3 feet up and down from his ankle up past his knee.
I don't know if you've ever touched this stuff, but I mean, you're acting like they're playing on razor blades out
Well, when I played, they didn't have artificial turf. You played on grass.
But it's not actually like AstroTurf. It's artificial turf. They have individual blades. It's very nice. It's soft, kind of like being laying on a pillow.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but we'll go ahead with the action here as the ball rolls over to the far side of the field.
I like what I'm seeing out of the Augies right now. I mean, they are definitely taking it up a notch. They're turning this this game around and trying to actually grab hold of momentum and turn it in their favor.
I can see the balance shifting just a little bit here. The Dons were so quick in the first half and coming out here in the second half. The legs might be getting a little tired. You know, it's been a long season. A lot of soccer has been played. A lot of these guys on club teams as well. So, you know, this is pretty much 365 days a year for most of these guys.
Adrenaline's a funny thing. It can work with you and against you. A lot of times you start out too quick with a little too much adrenaline, and all of a sudden you have that letdown towards the middle of the game where you kind of hit a lull, and that might be what the Dons are going through right now.
Wilkinson attempting the crossfield pass as he tries to center the ball, but the defense there, and they bring it back from left to right. Coming back towards the ball, number 4, Carrasco. Servano Carrasco very quietly, Justin, has really stepped it up here today.
Yes, he's playing a very nice game. He's been involved a lot. We've heard his name quite a few times, and it's just one of those guys. He seems like he's always around the ball, making plays, and maybe not the guy who's going to finish it, but he's definitely going to set guys up and put them in the right position.
And again, just like that, the ball is out. Referee actually had his hand going one way, gave the control of the ball the other, and Ryan O'Connor catches that ball right in his stomach. Pushes the ball over here towards the near side, and it does go out. And the Dons with one of the few mistakes here today that they've made. David Humphreys putting the ball into play. And again, the white jerseys taking control of the ball. They seem to know exactly where the passes are going. High into the air goes the ball, center pass. Now it'll roll over to the far side. And number 8 for the Dons, I believe that's number 8, Jeremy Corley, 6-foot senior.
Yeah, he battled Andrew Dean for that one, kind of lost out in some physical play. But I like the way the Augies are competing this half. They're definitely putting the pressure on.
Ball just a little bit too far. And we get the whistle. That might have been an offsides, but until somebody goes to the ball and we see which jersey wanders over that way, we'll have a better indication as to what exactly happened. It is a goal kick, so ball belongs to the Dons. Ryan O'Connor sets it up there for his teammate. Kick high into the air, nice kick right down the middle of the field. Ball finally lands about 5 yards up across midfield.
Still thinking about that save O'Connor made. I mean, that was a heck of a save to keep his team ahead in this game. And without his athleticism, you have to wonder where the Dons might be right now.
O'Connor, the senior goalkeeper, 5'11" frame, but he must have gotten up close to 9 feet.
He was sleeping on the clouds on that one. He was up a ways.
Dons turning away St. Augie's on that last attempt. And the ball will be placed down. A free kick penalty going against the Dons. A lot of people here supporting each of these teams. Soccer becoming more and more popular as a high school sport.
Absolutely. We still, in this country, have a long ways to go before it becomes the most major sport like it is in Europe. But I definitely think that a lot of kids are starting to play, and it's definitely growing.
Again, number 5, Matt Dalton, put his life on the line there as he hits the ground. Quickly gets up and gets right back to the ball. Not liking the call by the referee there. Number 22, Lewis Smith. And he's going to get the yellow card.
Wow.
Referee walking to him.
There are bodies flying everywhere. This is like a Jackie Chan movie right now. I mean, guys are flipping,
And
falling.
we saw the yellow card come out. So we can only assume that it is going to Lewis Smith as we're here on the ball. You see right on your screen. So he did not like that call, and it was number 22, Lewis Smith, as he comes out, being replaced by number 4, Wes Witt.
You know, Lewis has been tough all day. He is definitely a guy who's not afraid of contact. And I mean, I don't condone getting a yellow card, but every team needs a guy who plays that hard, who's that physical, and almost gives you a little bit of an edge mentally when it comes down to it. Is everybody needs guys like that.
Connor Chin, number 23, just out-racing number 7, Andrew Dean. But Connor just couldn't get there in time. Ball goes out on their side, and Connor, just a little bit of a needle to the side here.
I would have to say, athletically, the Dons have a very, very athletic team. They can get up and down the field. They can pass. They can jump. And they're physical. They're a very complete soccer team. And if St. Augustine's is going to pull this one out, they're going to have to really execute well.
Ball out here on the near side. Again, there's number 14, Craig Wilkinson. He puts the ball into play. And they did have a problem this time with his throwing.
No.
Ran into that problem a couple times in the first half.
And there were a couple decent opportunities as well for the St. Augie's to at least get a look at a shot. On
Collision here on the near side. No call by the referee. Dalton.
You know, you got to let them play. This is why they're out here. They're not here to hear the whistle blown. They're here to run around and make some mayhem happen.
And as the ball called on that penalty was St. Augie's, and the Dons now will have the free kick here near the near side of the field. And everybody retreats up towards midfield. Nice strong leg. Kick high into the air, comes down. Dalton again, number 5, rolls over to Wes Witt. Witt kind of wanted to give and go there, as you see, as he moved right past his teammate. Now number 14 decided to take an angle to the net, Craig Wilkinson, and he'll lose the ball out.
It really, the ball has not really made it to St. Augustine's side of the field lately. I mean, they have pretty much controlled tempo in the last, I'd say, 15 minutes. And they need to get a good shot on goal here to try to make this thing evened up at 1.
Well, they had that golden opportunity about 10, 12 minutes ago, but that nice save by Ryan O'Connor.
Yeah, that was a stellar save.
But then again, on the other side of the coin, the Dons should have had another goal here early in the second half as Fenn had made his way in towards the net. There's a shot by Chin. It's going to be blocked by the defense and finally cleared away. And very quietly, the Dons snuck up on goal and were able to get a shot, but defense was there, and a nice header. Don't see that too often as he gets it right back to his keeper, Ryan O'Connor. But it worked.
Another heady play, one of those intangible plays that you just keep you in control, keep the momentum on your side.
Ball comes across midfield. Both of these teams not afraid to put their head on the ball. Something I didn't like doing when I played soccer. That's probably why I never played after the age of about 9 or 10.
I have a soft head to begin with. I don't need to be letting objects slam into it from long range.
And here on the near side, number 14, For the Dons, Craig Wilkinson.
Giving it up here to
Steven Rios. Rios with a nice, strong overhead toss as he gets the ball in. The ball moves into the middle of the field. Let's see who's going to come down and control it. St. Augie's would like to do that as a crossfield pass is taken by the Dons. And it's uncontrollable and goes out on the far side, and the ball will move from left to right.
even 10 minutes ago, I would say that the Augies had more guys in the Dons area. It looks like they're kind of, I don't know if they're tired, but they appear to have a lot of guys more in midfield than the backfield there.
Very quick game. Now the ball roll into the hands of Ryan O'Connor. And you see that a lot in high school. You see a lot of crossfield passes, a lot of leg work out here, showing off some strong legs. When you get into the same ages and you get into these club teams, they're more intent on the small, short passing game, setting things up. They like to get out and run here. The ball moves down the near side, or the far side. Holding it up, now attacking the net. Center pass is going to be cleared away. That's Rios, number 18, going up into the air. And now as we move here towards the near side, the ball comes across midfield.
The Dons have been playing long ball today. They keep the ball moving. They aren't too comfortable, I don't think, with the short passing. They like to get it down the field, let their runners take off.
Yeah, they like to play a full court game, definitely, if you want to steal something from the basketball world. Ball is out here on the near side. And we've played nearly 20 minutes, so we're halfway through this second half. Still 1-0. Dons with the lead. And that goal by Lewis Smith is holding up. Number 10 moving into the middle of the field for the Dons. Diego Onuchik. Diego just a junior.
That's a good soccer name, Diego Onuchik.
Near collision there. Referee right on top of things, and he's swallowed that whistle here in the second half, which is what everybody wants here. Everybody wants to see a lot of stoppage in play, especially these two teams are at their best when they can get out and run. And now here come the Dons. Chin from the far side. Nice block by the keeper, Quinn Daly. Quinn showing off some skills right there.
We have two surgeons in the goal box today. These guys are doing some real work out there. I mean, getting it past these guys is a tough task. I'm glad I'm not the one out there trying to do it.
And let's see, the ball went out on the far side, or did it go out across the back line? It did go out across the back line. Last touch by St. Augie's. So we'll have a goal kick here for the Dons. And now they have a golden opportunity to put some more distance between them. Nice pass, lofted header right off the side of Shane Robinson's forehead there. Just a bit of a misfire as it goes out.
It was actually well executed. He just looks like he didn't quite get enough head on that one. But you have to like the opportunity that the Dons got there.
And Jordan Congdon, number 11, with the goal kick. Ball here just above midfield, number 20. Mark Tellez. Can't get too far upfield. Now he passes it back. Ball control on the far side. Now they want to move into the middle. Nobody quite there. The ball will roll out. Not exactly sure where they were going with that.
He looked like he had somebody on the opposite side. He could have kicked a pass over there, had another shot on goal, but he chose to go after the goalie, it looked like. And subsequently went a little long with that shot.
Well, if he would have hit his teammate, I'm sure that would have been an offsides. And so on the goal kick, the Dons will set up. And as you get further into this game, as we've hit the 62nd minute here of this match, parts of the equation start falling into place for the Dons as they can do quite a few things. They can spread the field. They can play just a keep away. They can try to attack for another goal. The way their defense has been playing, St. Augie's just isn't going to march downfield towards the end and get a shot. That ball goes out across the back line.
Yeah, at least he got it through the football uprights.
He did.
If we were playing rugby, he would have scored. Fortunately, we are not.
The Dons turned away here, but again, they are attacking the net.
Well, I think that's important, even though their strategy will be to run time off, keep the field spread, pass the ball back and forth, that if you lose any sort of aggressiveness and taking your opportunities when they're there, you risk the chance of getting lackadaisical and maybe getting beat downfield by the aggressors. So I think they do need to stay aggressive on the offensive side of the ball.
All sorts of analogies and cliches that you can throw out there. One of which comes to mind, you play a prevent defense in football, and it prevents you from winning half the time, actually, as it allows the other team just to gain chunks of yardage very quickly. And as long as they keep the pressure on this Purple defensive squad, they're going to be in business.
Absolutely. It keeps it forces the Augies to keep guys back and not put a full press on with the offensive aggressiveness. They have to stay back and defend the goal. So it's one of two ways of thinking. It's two schools of thought, I guess. Either you keep all your guys back on defense or you attack a little bit and you force them to not be able to run at you with all they have.
Again, the ball is out on the far side. Doesn't quite go into the water.
You can tell they didn't send their special ball retriever over there, so you know it didn't make it into the moat.
Andrew Dean quickly gets the ball into play as it rolls here in the middle of the field. Dons will take it. Now the Dons want to run. Upfield pass just a little bit too strong. And also may have been a combination of factors there, a little too much leg, but also when you are playing on this artificial surface, the ball is very quick.
Well, the artificial surface I have played on, it acts more like a natural grass. I think that you're not quite certain as to what this is. I think you think it's more like AstroTurf, which it's not. But I'd be glad to take you out. I would be glad to take you out and show you what the artificial grass looks like.
Now here come, from left to right, St. Augie's as they want to attack. Now they're getting into the part of a game where we've got just about 15 minutes in regulation where they really have to start attacking, and it really means taking just about any shot that they can at this point. As long as they keep the ball here on the right side of the field.
I believe it's called desperation.
Well, it's 1-0. You know, when we started this match, I said this could be something. It's a 1-0, 2-1. Nobody's going to run away with this game, and that's exactly where we've played so far. And Dean over there on the other side. Dean, again, has been a force here today. Name's been called several times. He came to play here on Saturday, the 5th of March, 2005. Again, we're at Patrick Henry High School. Division III championship game, and now we have some substitutions. Number 14 coming out, Craig Wilkinson, and he'll be replaced by Cameron Honda. And I believe Cameron making his first appearance here today. Could be mistaken, but we haven't called number 2 yet. Cameron's a senior this year.
You have to assume, though, that he is fresh, that they're putting some guys on the field who can finish out for him here, have a little bit of experience with the senior leadership, and they just need to control the ball, make good, smart plays, and continue to control.
And with a 1-goal lead, Coach Brian Wood, you have to be thinking that things are going pretty much as planned. He may have wanted another score. Too many jerseys between that shot and the net there, and there was not going to be a serious attempt on goal right there. And the ball will roll out across the back line, a goal kick now as everybody retreats up towards midfield. So Coach Brian Wood has to be happy, obviously. And now he has the luxury of putting in some fresh legs and trying to run out this clock as we have hit unofficially now about the 68th minute here of this championship match. Quick whistle by the referee. goes against the Dons on that penalty. So a free kick set up here. Angles to the far side of the field. Cameron, actually that's Eddie Quinn, number 2 for St. Augustine. A lot of fans showing up there on that far side. Again, we want to stress that fact. There's a lot of support for each of these teams. And now breaking away, that's Chin, number 23. Is he going to be able to get a shot? Dean comes over to help out on defense, and I think he did just enough to close off that angle, and that allowed Quinn Daly to come out and make this kind of an easy save right there.
Absolutely. I mean, Chin looked like he was off and running, and there was definitely some grabbing, some holding going on. It looked like on maybe both parts, but the ref let him play. He let it go, and Chin was not able to get that big leg behind it.
And now number 2, Cameron Honda, number 15 for St. Augie's, Matt Kretz, getting tangled up here on the near side. So especially in these games when you come in late, you've got a 1-goal separation, championships, semifinals, any of those, your tempers start to flare. So I think we're going to start seeing a lot of grabbing and pushing and holding, and we'll see just how far the referee lets it go. That free kick will be cleared away by the Dons as the ball moves here to the near side. Honda will have his kick deflected, but it is the Dons bringing it up here towards midfield and out on the near side.
Well, to that point, I'd have to say we already saw 1 yellow card for people that weren't playing nice, and I would have to assume that the refs have this pretty much under control, and they're not going to let it get out of hand. But there is that feeling that you get the sense when you're playing a sport that the writing might be on the wall. You're getting close to the end, and you're scrapping and clawing. Temper your emotions get the best of you at times, so let's hope everyone keeps it together here for the end of this game.
Number 12 for the Dons, Alex Griswold, sends the ball downfield. He had Chin, but too many purple jerseys in the way. The ball goes out on the far side. Last touched by Chin. Now you see a lot of bending over, a lot of grabbing of the knees.
I think Dean might have hurt himself going over to the side there, slip. That's the 3rd time I've seen somebody slip going near the track. Looks like it's either slippery or wet over there, and they might want to look into that.
And again, could be a factor of the artificial surface here.
Well,
you have to bring the proper footing, proper cleats.
I would have to say that if you're old school and you're a naysayer of the artificial grass, then yes, it could be a problem caused by that.
Griswold has to pick himself up, as it looked like he might have twisted an ankle, gotten his cleats stuck here on this rug. Honda going up, can't quite get it, but Chin was right there. Chin with a center pass as he had a teammate moving in, but right into the hands of Quinn Daly, the keeper. And Quinn has done a solid job. Ever since he allowed that 1 goal, he's done a real solid job keeping his team into the game, keeping this thing close, allowing his strikers an opportunity to go upfield and try and tie this game. Rios, very, very strong there on that far side. He was determined to clear that ball away from the net.
Yeah, Daly has done a nice job. I believe they call him the spider web at St. Augustine. You're not going to get much by that guy, which is, I guess, why you're starting as a sophomore.
And the ball is out again on the far side. They say it belongs to Purple Gang.
That linesman has excellent form. Excellent form. Full extension with the flag.
The referee here, the referees, we have 5 of them for the championship games, 2 of which stay right at midfield. You've got the linesman and you've got the head referee in the middle. Oh, getting down hard. And we do have a whistle. Number 16, hopefully he's okay. For St. Augie's, Nathan Whitaker came down hard. He seems to be all right. And again, a nice featured move there, getting the ball out of that puddle.
Again, clinging to the mesh fence.
And there's Lewis Smith, number 22, on the far side, putting the ball back into play. So Smith has returned after that yellow card absence. And number 15 taking the ball away, going from left to right, Matt Kretz. And now here comes St. Augie's over on the far side. They just can't do it, and we're going to get an offsides.
So close. So close. They had a great opportunity. They looked like they were building towards a nice shot on goal and Got a little ahead of themselves.
But that's what they need to do. Those are the types of mistakes you might be able to live with here late in the game. At least you're being aggressive. You're going after the net. What do they have to lose? Maybe you won't get the call. Maybe the official won't see it.
You definitely have to take that risk. I mean, the worst that can happen is you get penalized, they get a goal kick, you move on. But to just sit back and play defense the entire time and not move forward, you're not really helping your team out much. So I like that aggressive play. I think that's the way you need to play this towards the end.
And in the words of Jim Rome, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Well, I would hate to see that message passed on to these fine high school players, but
it is a facet of the game. You like to get away with things the referee might not see.
Absolutely.
And we have moved into the hour here of this match where anything pretty much can go. We're going to see a lot of physical play. I guarantee you here the final 6 minutes.
There was a little contact over there on the sideline between Humphreys and I'm not sure who from the Dons, but they shared a glance. They shared a moment.
Ball still bounding on the ground for the Dons, number 7, Chris Finn. Chris Finn started this second half very fast. We really haven't seen much of him since.
No, he played like his hair was on fire at the beginning there. Kind of slowed down as it went along, but he definitely gave him, I think, some much-needed energy at the beginning. And you have to assume that a guy can't keep that up for 40 minutes. He's going to taper off a little bit. It's up to his teammates to pick him up and continue that aggressive play.
Lewis Smith with a nice pass upfield as it rolls into that far corner, out across the back line. Number 11 was there for the Dons, Andres Ripa. And they're going to say it was off of Andres, and so we'll have a goal kick as Quinn Daly sets the ball down.
I'm really excited to see Lewis Smith play next year. He is a fine soccer player, and I think he's going to have a very excellent senior year coming up next year.
Ball over on the far side. And again, a lot of bodies flying around. You don't want to see anybody get hurt here late in the game, but I think the Dons would be better served right now to slow the tempo of things down. Maybe control the ball with some short passing, changing directions maybe, holding it up. They don't want to get into a game where they're just gunslinging here in the last 5 minutes.
Absolutely not. You play aggressive to a point, and then you realize where you can lock it down, and you play smart, you play heady, and you control all facets of the game. If you go swinging away, you could get knocked out.
Cameron Honda upfield to Chin, not quick enough, if you can believe that, to get to the ball as it rolls out. Quickly the goal kick right down the middle of the field, but again, the white jerseys anticipating where that ball is going. They slow it up. And now number 5, Matt Dalton, over on the far side.
Looked like my boy Chin might have pulled up a little bit lame on that last...
Congdon had gotten in deep. And he's going to be called for that offsides. And all this now playing into the hands of the Dons. So everybody has to retreat up towards midfield. Number 22, Lewis Smith, with the goal kick.
I think a lot of teams lose sight of that the clock in a situation like this is your ally. There's nothing better than you can do than milk the clock. I mean, there's only so much time to make things happen, and you just need to execute towards the end here. You don't need to do anything special, anything fancy. Just make sure you get the W.
And I think you were right, as Chin is injured over here on the near side. His left leg, and he's going to be tended to by the Don staff here. And
looks like a cramp.
see any blood. He wasn't cleated in any way. And so hopefully he'll make it back. Just a few minutes to go. Unofficially, we have hit the 77th minute here of this championship match. Again, the score 1-0 in favor of the Dons. High into the air. Nobody able to touch that. And as it goes out, it will belong, well, it looks like to the Dons, as Craig Wilkinson comes over. And it will be Wilkinson to put the ball into play. Number 15 was there for Matt Kretz for St. Augie's. That throw comes in.
Now, if I'm the Dons, I don't necessarily start taking shots on goal. I would have preferred, if I was the Dons coach, just to back it out, pass it around, keep it in that end of the field and not make any mistakes.
Well, they just had one touch there, and it goes out on the far side. The ball on the ground as it moves here towards the near side of the field. David Humphreys, nice strong kick into the middle. Still in the air, finally taken down here by Griswold. Griswold, little touch pass back to Chris Finn. Finn showing off a strong leg. And now the Dons, it seems as though they know what they need to do here. They're just trying to keep St. Augie's down here on this side of the field. They're letting them have those long field passes as long as they're moving laterally rather than up and down the field.
The long field passes are such a low percentage of completion, especially against an athletic team like the Dons. You're just better served, and it would have helped them earlier in the game to make the short passes, the controlled passes. But at this point in the game, you don't really have a choice. But I think the execution earlier, you wouldn't be in this situation.
And the clock on the field now is turned off. O'Connor goes up into the air. That actually looked a lot closer than it was. O'Connor staring a ball down. He's like a gunslinger back there.
He's played a heck of a game. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities to make plays, but when he has had the opportunities, he's capitalized.
Still can't get over that deflection he had early here in the second half, keeping St. Augie's off the board. That will have to be shown over and over.
That was the Matrix style. I mean, he looked like he went into slow motion there.
That was an ESPN Top 10 play of the day right there.
Absolutely.
And as you see here, the Dons taking their time on the goal kick. With the substitutions coming in, that's what they're going to do. They're going to substitute now. They're going to use the clock.
They have all the leverage. They don't need to hustle.
That ball well out here on the near side. And unofficially now we have hit the 80th minute of this match. So at any time now, the referee could be blowing that whistle, but we do not know how much time he has added. Especially now, and I'm certain he's adding time to the watch right now.
Injuries, penalties, you never know what's going on right now.
Especially now, late in the game, where you've got a ball that goes out of bounds, well out of bounds, and obviously the team that has the lead is kind of taking their time getting the ball back into the playing field.
You could say dilly-dallying a little bit. There's some dilly-dallying going on right now.
Chris Finn sets the ball down here on the near side, cleaning the ball on the field just like that. Not quite sure it's necessary, but number 14, Craig Wilkinson, believed he needed to polish the ball there on the field.
Finn's running around like he's just learned to walk. I mean,
he's a very fast guy, but right now not too swift.
I thought the guy just took his first steps.
Wilkinson here on the near side. Puts the ball into play. Again, Dalton with his back to the net, and he's going to lose the ball out here, and that's a break.
He was doing a nice job shielding with his body, but then he got a little too fancy. Would have been a good time to pass it off.
Nice pass upfield.
Can he get to it?
Number 20 trying to run it down. Mark Tellez. And that shot will go right into the hands of the keeper, Ryan O'Connor. Ball on the ground. Over on the far side. They've got to get a shot on goal, even if it's from 40 yards out. They can't penetrate too far in deep on this defense, and so they're really limited to taking whatever shot they can right now. And now it's the Dons bringing the ball back the other way. And again, in a situation like this, you don't want to see Quinn Daly. If you see Quinn Daly, that's bad news for St. Augie's, as the ball is not on the right side of the field.
Quinn's only one man. He can only do
A
so
takedown
much.
here on the near side. Dalton. And number 22, Chris Farr. And the referee, side judge, has to come by. And a yellow card will be issued to number 22, Farr. I think the official would have let that go, but it was a little extracurricular activity at the end of that play that got Farr in trouble.
Farr was taken down and looked like he took a knee to the side of the head, which, I mean, anytime you get hit like that, you feel like maybe it wasn't a legal shot to the head. You're not too happy about it. He definitely didn't keep his composure, and with the time running down like that, you can't have something like that set you off.
And that just takes about 45 seconds off the clock. And that helps the Dons out. And we're going to see this whistle, and we're going to hear it just about any time right now. Again, there's Quinn Daly. Quickly scoops the ball up, gets it upfield. There's the whistle. And that's the end of this match. And your 2005 Division III champions are the University of San Diego High School Dons, as Lewis Smith scores the only goal of the match in that first half. And the Dons make it hold up as they pitch the shutout here today, as they defeat St. Augie's. Again, the final score 1-0, Justin. And what an exciting match, especially here in the second half.
Absolutely. I mean, these were two quality soccer teams. St. Augustine has to look forward to next year with a lot of returning guys. They're very young. And you had two teams play excellent soccer.
And that'll do it for us here from Patrick Henry High School. I'm Ken Gonzalez alongside Justin Cisco for George Langevin Productions. We hope you enjoyed this game. Again, the final score, the Dons 1, St. Augie's 0. Until next time, be safe. We'll see you again.
Playoffs, St. Augustine High School Saints. Presenting the awards is Coach Brandon Johnson. Sophomore number 6, Nick Wade. Sophomore number 8, Matthew
You know how hard it is
Libby.
for me to come up here? With my foot? Yeah. Thank you, dear.
Number 12, Aaron Johnson.
Save this for Laura.
Number 17, Anthony Barrett. Number 21, Nate Washington.
Laura's stuff there. That's all right.
And goalkeeper Quinn Daly.
Well, you got blankets and stuff. We'll find something.
Juniors for the Saints. Number 4, Samando Carrasco. Number 14, David Humphrey. Number 15, Matt Prince. Number 16, Nathan Whitaker. Number 19, Aaron Moreno. Number 22, Chris Barr. Number 23, Ryder Geddington. And now for this year's seniors on the Saints. Number 2, Eddie Quinn.
What coverage?
Number 3, Pat McGarry. Number 5, Luke Shader.
You got a putter too?
Number 7, Andrew Dean. Number 10, Eric Enrique. Number 11, Jordan Compton. Number 13, James Velasco. Number 20, Mark Tellez. Number 24, Mike McGarry. And goalkeeper, Timmons Wrigley. St. Augustine Saints Sportsmanship Award this year goes to number 2, Eddie Quinn. And now, for the Division III Boys Championship. on scene.